my name is Earl Gardner, and in today's informative essay, I'm going to be talking about nutrition. With my major being nutritional sciences, I want to talk about how important watching and knowing what you're putting in your body really is. So let me start off with asking you, in school, they taught you what a balanced meal was. They taught you that vegetables should go on your plate. They taught you that protein should go on your plate. They taught you that grains should go on your plate, and fats and oils and stuff like that. But they never taught you the order to eat it. And over time, we've gotten the order mixed up, and we've gotten our proportions mixed up as well. So let's dive into that topic first of all. So how to set up your plate? You have the vegetables is the biggest portion. Protein is the second biggest. Grains on the bottom, and you got your little fatties down here. You don't need a lot of fats. You don't need to eat a lot of fats. Glucose. The brain loves glucose. Fats, you can use that to give you energy, but that's another story for another day. Let's talk about how important food is to maintain the body and to maintain life. Now, food is essential to all life. Everybody needs nutrition. Everybody needs nutrients to survive and to grow, to develop. But they don't teach you that they don't teach you the things like how eating too much meat could be toxic for the body. They don't teach you how taking in too many vitamins, taking in too many minerals can be toxic for the body. They don't teach you none of that. So for example, we have things like chicken, beef, pork, all that stuff. All our meats hold a lot of bacteria. Meats hold a lot of bacteria and parasites and a bunch of stuff. You know what I'm saying? We're eating what they eat. So they never teach you the importance. Yes, they're very vital to growing muscle, development, muscle, to get calcium, all that stuff. So are vegetables, but they don't teach you how to stop eating those type of things. The American ways have got us too hooked on to eating meats and surviving from other animals. You don't need to do that. Sometimes you need to take a break because you need to let your body flush all that stuff out, because if you don't, then your body will create toxins. They will create toxins inside the body that can be harmful. Not killing you wise, but you know what I'm saying, just toxins, or they could kill you, but toxins is in just nasty stuff in the body that you don't want, because the toxins inside the body are going to come outside the body. They're going to show up on the epidermis or the skin. You're going to get pimples all over your face. You're going to start to look wrinkly in certain areas, and nobody wants that. Nobody wants acne all over the place, So just, watching the intake, this proportion, size, and all that stuff is very important to everything. As I said earlier, vegetables should be the biggest portion. And that'll lead me into my second topic, knowing the order of how to eat your food. Okay, so it goes vegetables, proteins, fats, and then starch. Now I'm gonna tell you the reason. The reason that it goes vegetables first, the vegetables provide a lot of fiber. Fiber creates a big, like, almost like a sticky shell, not sticky shell, but like a sticky residue on the large intestine, to catch I can't remember, but to catch excess fat, to catch things that really don't need to be in there. To catch all the important nutrients. I'm sorry. They're catching the important nutrients, and they're getting rid of all the unimportant nutrients. So you start off with the vegetables first, so you can build that layer of glucose on your thing from the fiber on the large intestine. Then you eat the protein. It takes all the essential amino acids from the protein, all the minerals, all the vitamins from the proteins and starches that you ate, and it makes them stick. It makes them stick so that your body can use those as real energy. Your body can use those and benefit from the actual portion of the food that you need to benefit from, instead of, you eating chicken and your body's just taking in the proteins and the fats. You know what I mean? If that makes any sense. So knowing the order to eat in is very important, because you can also combine foods together. So say you have vegetables and sweet potatoes on one plate. You can combine those to make a superfood, because the calcium inside of the vegetables and the calcium inside the mashed potatoes, the sweet potatoes, go together. Sweet potatoes is already a superfood because it's for the heart. There's a lot of underlying things that we don't know about food that really go into how we eat, what we eat, and why we eat it. You know what I'm saying? Like carrots help the eyes, and apples, vitamin C, oranges, all that stuff. But knowing how to mix foods and eat them, and knowing the order to eat them in, is very important, because you can really solve a lot of internal issues, a lot of internal diseases that You know what I'm saying? That are problems for most people just based off their eating habits. Just based off the eating habits and just your everyday life, you know, because some people might maintain a healthy lifestyle, eat a lot of vegetables, fruits, and all that stuff. And others might, again, have the American diet where you're eating cheeseburgers and fries and milkshakes. So then again, I say mixing your food is very important, because mixing protein and a starch isn't good. That's just going to slow your metabolism down. The normal wait for something to get through your body takes about six hours. When you eat a burger and some fries, say you ate vegetables and again, vegetables and sweet potatoes, it'll take about 6 hours to metabolize. If you eat burgers and fries, because of all the starches and fats and processed meats, processed foods, everything that's processed in there, that's going to take about 8 hours. So that really clogs you up. And that's why, again, that touches with the first topic, is know how to not eat as well. You have to take breaks between the eating, because you're creating toxins, you're creating patterns in the body that it's not used to, and you really are unnecessary. Now, talking about things that are unnecessary in foods, and knowing what you need to eat, and knowing the things that are unnecessary about them, it's all on the nutrition label. The nutrition label has everything you need to know about eating anything, you know what I'm saying? So I want to talk about how important the nutrition label is real quick before I wrap this up. The nutrition label holds all the information that you really need to know. Even though the FDA might lie on the nutrition label and all this stuff, they have some of the important details that you need to know. And you need to find out for yourself if your body, if it's good for you, because there's some minerals, there's some vitamins, there's some chemicals in the food that your body might not like. For example, people lactose intolerant, the enzyme lactate doesn't come, they don't have that. Their body can't produce enough lactate, so it's just bacteria on the large intestine. So the nutrition label can hold a lot of facts for you. It holds how much fat is in something, how much protein is in something, fiber, all that stuff. Reading all that stuff is very beneficial, so you can know what you're eating, so you can know what you're putting into your body and how you might look, or how it might process through your food. You know what I'm saying? Why your poop may come out the way it looks. You know what I'm saying? All that stuff is really important. So knowing what you eating, knowing how to eat it, knowing the order to eat it in, and knowing what is in the food that you are eating is essential to just anything, to everything, to anything nutrition wise. Because you don't want to be blind. Just someone puts something in front of you, you don't know what it is, and just eat it. That's like, is your friend jumping off a bridge and you gonna jump too? No. You need to know what you're doing first. Always build your knowledge on something before you even indulge. So to conclude this video, nutrition is very important and essential to life because of how many things it can control, how many factors go into the other factors, you know what I'm saying? All the products and reactants that come out, you know what I'm saying? Eating too much food gives you, you know what I'm saying? Eating too much protein can create toxins within the body and cause pimples and problems with other places. Your lips might be dry, you might lack B12, you know what I'm saying? All that stuff, it can cause toxins, so things might stop producing the way that they really regularly produce. You don't want that. The nutrition label is important because that's basically telling you, that's giving you the recipe of what you're putting in your body. That's giving you the recipe of what you're putting in your body. That's like you have all the information you need to know right there. You don't need to know nothing else besides that nutrition label. Once you figure that out, you know if what you're eating is good or bad for you after you look at the nutrition label. It tells you how much fat is in something, the percentage, the grams, all that stuff. Knowing the order to eat it in is also essential as well, because if you mix foods, food combinations can make you physically feel something different. You know what I'm saying? You go to the gym and you just mix these two great superfoods together, you might be in that bed pumping, you might be pumping up. Or you might not have enough energy to really lift anything. So it can really make or break your entire system. Thank you. Again, my name is Earl, and this was my informative speech on how important nutrition really is. Thank you.